moment from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Julie Utash shuts things down once again. 25-19.
Lewis brings down the high snap. Now he's firing, looking for Smith. One-on-one, and George makes the catch. The transfer from Robertson hauls it in for the Matadors touchdown.
Pruitt put
Symbieta and J.J. Buck.
Man, that looks miserable. I mean, just everybody standing out there just look miserable, except for maybe Aaron Rodgers and Kenneth Gainwell and DK Metcalf and Jonnu Smith. I don't know. I listened to pregame stuff. I think Mike Golub Jr. was picking the Dolphins. Until the Dolphins can ever, and with Tua Tagovailoa, ever win a game where it's below 40 degrees, let alone it's 16 or whatever the hell it was, I don't even know how you go there. Again, when it feels like stealing, sometimes it's not. But this kind of felt pre-written. 28-15 Steelers on Monday Night Football over Miami in a game that it was all right. I mean, it was a decent watch. Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Tuesday to you. Opening drive is in your ear on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. How you living?
What it do?
You all right?
I'm all right.
I mean, they look just miserable. Like Swagoo, what's his real name?
Marcus Spears?
All right. You see the coat he was wearing on the pregame show? It looked like they skinned like 3 grizzly bears. I mean, it was just thick, and I mean, everybody looked miserable. And with the Dolphins' record and Tua's record and his performance, why would anybody pick the Dolphins? Because they can run the football, because they had over the last few days?
It was an opportunity for them to potentially keep it close with the way they had been playing, but those conditions, the track record for Tua as a starting quarterback for the Dolphins, it was check the box for the Steelers.
Yeah, it seemed that way. Aaron Rodgers completed all but 4 of his passes, 23 of 27. I mean, Tua was 22 of 28. It's not like the ball was hitting the ground a lot. Tua did throw that one interception. Rodgers 2 touchdowns. Tua 2 touchdowns in the interception. But the Steelers ran the ball for 135 yards, and Miami did not. Hence, 28-15 is your final, and it is the Steelers who still, with, what do we got, 3 weeks to go, sit atop the AFC North. They are a game better than the Ravens. The Ravens and Steelers will play each other when the season culminates on the final week. Lions and Browns are sitting in front of the Steelers right now, which feels like a favorable schedule compared to what the Ravens have in front of them. That is Patriots at Packers at Steelers. Who are you favoring? Who's going to win that division now with just 3 weeks left? Kind of comes down to last game, doesn't it?
I feel like it's going to come down to that last game. And anytime I watch the Steelers play,
yep,
and if they're victorious, all I can think of is how upset Steeler fans are.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't get past that. Like, they don't want to be in this situation. They're one of those teams that doesn't want to get in the playoffs because they feel they're going to lose in the playoffs anyway, because that's what they've seen the last couple times they've got it, and they're going to be one and done. So that's all I can think of when I'm watching the Steelers play, is if they're having a successful game. Like, man, Steeler fans must hate this.
So,
because Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere after this season. They're not letting him go before his contract is up. And so that means it's at least another year and a half of Mike Tomlin.
They're currently 8-6. You figure they're going to finish 9-8, 10-7 again, and win that division. And right now, they would get either the Chargers. Well, they get the Chargers, but they're in line to get the Chargers or the Bills in the first round of the playoffs at home. You don't want Buffalo in the first round. You just don't. You just don't. The Chargers coming across the country playing in cold, maybe. But that's who they are right now, man. Weird game. Running the football, colder than a pimp's heart out there. Everybody just looked miserable. But welcome to December football. That's football weather, people.
Football, baby.
It ain't football weather, man.
It's in 2-4, Pittsburgh with TJ Watt on the shelf. And who knows if we'll see him with the collapsed lung situation that he has. from dry needling. Doesn't sound
what they're doing for the
pleasant at
lung?
all.
A lot of people do
That's how he got his lung collapsed.
Oh, that's how that's how. Who was the quarterback before Herbert?
That's how they
Isn't that-
sabotaged Tyrod Taylor.
That's who it was, right?
for the
That's how
Chargers.
Justin Herbert got his.
Justin Herbert could become the starting quarterback his rookie season.
They jabbed a needle into his lung. Yeah, exactly right. How that was Tyrod Taylor, right? That's crazy mess. All right, so here's where you sit right now, with 3 games left, 3 weeks left, and for a large part, your playoff teams are set in both conferences. So in the AFC, your 1 seed is the Broncos. They would get the first round bye as of now. New England would play Houston in the first round at New England. Jacksonville right now would host the Bills, and Pittsburgh would host the Chargers. Baltimore's lurking a game behind Indianapolis, and that's it. Well, no, that's not it. Indianapolis is 1 game behind Houston, and Baltimore's 2 games behind Houston for the wild card. So Baltimore's way in basically is to win the division. Okay? And that's it. Everybody else has been eliminated. In the NFC, Rams are currently the 1 seed. They got that gigantic game on Thursday night in Seattle with the Seahawks, who are also 11-3 in the 5th seed right now. Okay? So the Rams right now would get the bye. The Bears would be the 2 seed and host the Packers. The Eagles would be the 3 seed and host the Niners. And Tampa Bay would be the 4 seed and host Seattle. Outside looking in, Lions are 8-6. They're 2.5 games back of the Packers. I don't see a path. The Panthers are 7-7. They are 3 games back, 2.5 games back. I'm sorry. Lions are 1.5 games back. Carolina 2.5 back. Carolina's path is to win the division. Carolina 7-7. Tampa Bay 7-7. Do they play each other again? I think they play each other twice, don't they? Yeah, they do. They play this week in Carolina and the final week in Tampa Bay. That will settle it. And then the Cowboys are sitting there with a slim chance on the outside at 6-7-1. I need some sort of miracle. Everybody's out. Everybody else is out. So I don't know. It kind of feels like your teams, maybe not the order, but your teams are settled. Really close to it, no?
It does.
I mean, who do you see on the outside getting in? Could be Baltimore winning the division. It could be Carolina winning their division. Other than that, I don't see a path for the Lions to get in. I just don't. I don't think everybody. I mean, I see the path. I just don't see the path happening. And I don't see Indianapolis with Phillip Rivers figuring it out, even though they're going to play a Monday Night Football next week against the 49ers. I just don't. I mean, where? Feels like your teams are set.
Yeah, the only interesting. There's not many left. It would be the Lions and Packers down the stretch.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
And the next one is division between Carolina and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and the Steelers and Ravens. Because it'll probably come down to that last one, right? The Ravens won the first one, so if they split, then it goes to division records. As far as that Lions and Green Bay thing, Green Bay is up by a game and a half. They will not play. Green Bay plays at the Bears, home versus the Ravens, and at the Vikings. And the Lions, who are trailing, will finish up home versus the Steelers, at the Vikings, at the Bears. The Bears could be playing theoretically for an opportunity at the one
They
spot.
absolutely could be at this point.
Yeah. So it's where we are. Got a lot of NFL stuff, quarterback news, guys getting shut down, guys getting not shut down. There's a lot on the table. We got 2 pairs of tickets today to go to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. That will be 23rd ranked North Texas against San Diego State, 9-3, co-champions of the Mountain West regular season. That'll be the 27th of December, Saturday at University Stadium. We'll do that at 8:15 and 9:15. Of course, you can buy tickets at NewMexicoBowl.com. When we get back, I want to get into some of the NFL news. The Patrick Mahomes latest. He had surgery yesterday. How did that go? Jaden Daniels news. There's Devontae Adams for the Rams. They got the short week. They play on Thursday. A little update on Phillip Rivers. There's a whole lot going on, obviously, as we hit the home stretch of the National Football League. We'll get into college football. There's a lot of noise around Michigan, continuing to be on a number of fronts. not just the Sharon Moore front, but the coaching front. The current coach came out and spoke, so there's a lot there. Lobos getting ready to open up conference play in both men's and women's basketball. Ladies will play Boise State tomorrow, right?
That is correct.
And the men are on Saturday at home against San Jose State, so we'll get you ready for all of that. The numbers to get in today, 505-246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the X, JJ's there at _JJ Buck, and Adrian's producing on the television. You can watch us on Xfinity Channel 26, on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
What's up, guys? Dave.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies. past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
I'm wondering where you are with this. So you won last night. Are you, like, it's such a dilemma. Because you've been here for the last, how many years now with your team? You feel good when your team wins? You feel good that your team's going to get closer to a playoff berth, that they stayed in first place in their division, that they stayed right now in a playoff spot? Well, of course, Jeff. I mean, if you're a fan of a team, duh, yeah, you do. But you're all like 80% of Steeler fan, right? 85%, 90% is clamoring they want a new head coach. 2 weeks ago, the stadium was chanting "Fire Tomlin," right? I saw your head bounce. Bop, 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 bop. JJ asked a great question. So where are you when you're watching your team play? And by the way, the All Blacks are pretty nice that they won last night. You like the All Blacks?
I do.
Are you rooting for them? Or is it, dude, we can't win the Super Bowl with this team? Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we're not getting through the Rams, the Seahawks, the Niners, the Packers, the Bears, whoever it is. Can we just miss the playoffs and get a new coach? Where are you? I mean, I've got a couple of good friends who are really good friends who are Steeler fan, and I know they root for their team because it's almost innate, right? It's almost in you. Like, if you've been rooting for a team for that long, it's hard to watch your team and just go the other way, right? It's almost just instant. But yet, so badly want a new head coach. So badly because you have been the same thing, doing the same thing for so long. And I'd love to hear Steeler fan today. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. I mean, have you ever been in that position?
Not with a team that's won, or being competitive. And I can understand it from watching the same thing over and over, but this is not just a Mike Tomlin thing, it's a general manager thing. You have to have a complete shift of the way that team operates. Like, his getting rid of Mike Tomlin doesn't change the way that they go about acquiring players or spending money. And they spend a lot of money. It's just all on the defense. And the defense hasn't been a unit that has lived up to the money that they paid out over the last few years.
Who's the last dynamic offensive player the Steelers have had? There was George Pickens, and they didn't utilize him, right? So who's the last offensive player who was dynamic with the Steelers?
They've been able to draft receivers. It's just the quarterback's been average, and then they haven't been.
Right.
Deontay Johnson, George Pickens.
But were they dynamic there? I mean, they showed flashes, but they weren't consistently that dude, right?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, but I mean, DK Metcalf has not been DK Metcalf here.
And he's absolutely been what you expect him to be in this offense.
I expected him to be more. But,
Not
but
with
you're
Arthur
right.
Smith,
In this offense, you're right. Yeah. I expected him to be more, and I almost expected him to transform the offense because you went out and got him, right? I mean, you spent all that money on him. You went out and targeted a guy who, I mean, wasn't he one of the top, 7 receivers in the league?
Again, it's any of the top teams. It's not built around a wide receiver.
I agree with that. Totally.
Like it's your how they affect your fantasy football team versus what happens in real life.
Although the 2 top teams in the NFC right now, if you want to argue that it's Seattle and Los Angeles, have the 2 guys who are getting the most targets and the most receptions. Right?
It's because of the quarterback.
But that's where they're going. They're going to 2 guys that they rely on, Smith and Jigba and Puka Nacua. I mean, they're just peddling those guys. Just boom, 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 boom. That's where they're going a ton. Now, the AFC isn't necessarily that way. I mean, I don't know if you consider Josh Allen the number 1 guy, but who's Bo Nix's number 1 guy, right? He's spreading it around.
They have a target, but it's not. The offense does not filter through a wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree. For the most part, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I just wonder where you are with that. I mean, is this like Steeler fan having this feeling? Is it like Laker fan, that longtime Laker fan that has been Laker fan, for 25, 30? I remember the Magic Johnson Lakers, but yet struggling rooting for him because LeBron's the guy.
Yeah, I'm sure it has that same type of vibe.
That's the analogy for me.
That dude even won a championship. You're like, don't really care. Don't like the guy.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I grew up loving the Lakers. I grew up watching that. That was it for me, man. I grew up in the Showtime Lakers, and I'd probably be a Laker. I'll feel different about it. My fandom's kind of gone out the window with everything almost. But yeah, I've been that guy. It's been hard to root for the Lakers with LeBron there. I know a ton of Laker fans. I mean, they call our show all the time, right? We hear it all the time. That feels the same thing with Tomlin, where people are just like, they're done, man. They're done. And Steeler fan seems destined to know their fate. They absolutely think, all right, man, we're going to win the division. Well, why are you complaining about that? Ravens stink, and we're going to win the division by maybe a game or a tiebreaker. And then we're going to lose the first round to the Bills at home. And it's going to be over and same old same. And if they get the Bills, they're going to lose at home in the first round. Don't you think?
The Bills will be favored in that game.
Yeah, I would take the Bills over them. The Chargers would be an interesting one.
Yeah, Chargers, I think that could be one of those playoff games you watch, and it's 16-13
and
chance in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think the Chargers are losing 2 of their last 3. They get the Cowboys on the road this week, and then they finish up with the Texans and the Broncos. Texans are playing for a division. Broncos will be playing for the number 1 seed. It'll be in Denver. Could be cold. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the Broncos are going to have to play this out with what's ahead for the Patriots. They have a game at Baltimore, which is going to be tough, but it's the Jets and Dolphins.
Yeah.
The last 2 games for New
The
England.
Dolphins they got finished yesterday. Right? And the Jets, good Lord. Although, what's the kid's name that started the other day and threw it on Noah Mitchell, and I should have played him and I would have won? Brady Cook?
Brady Cook.
Where did Brady Cook come from?
Missouri.
Is that where he's from? Did you see his parents in the stands? They were on the road, and it's like these lone Jets fans, super nervous, like the total football parents.
Dude, that's the best stadium to be in.
Where, Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Because you're not going to – Jags fans aren't going to want to fight you, be angry about
It'll be like SoFi for a Charger game.
Yeah.
Right?
There's definitely good stadiums to go to if you're a visitor.
Yeah, because you get to take over.
And you can just enjoy it.
Oh.
You're not going to fight your way out of the stadium.
Yeah, it's not like going to a Raiders game in Oakland. It's not like going to a Steelers game, Packers game. Yeah. But Brady Cook was your dude. Yeah, I think it's wide open. I'd love to know where Steeler fan is with this. Jeffrey says, well, Steeler fan is officially back in Mike Tomlin purgatory. With a contract renegotiation due in March, fans are gripping hard. The schedule's set up for them to go 500 or 1 game above. I'll say this. If they make the playoffs and win 1 game with this patchwork team, I might feel a little different, but I don't see it happen. It's a lonely place to be a Steeler fan these days. So if they get the Chargers, and I don't think they will. I think right now they get the Chargers, but I think it's going to be the Bills. Because I think that Bills are going to win a couple, and I think they're going to jump into that 5 slot. They get the Chargers and beat the Chargers in the first round. So Jeffrey says basically I feel a little differently. But it feels like you're destined to that same old, all right, we're going to win the division, and we're going to get a home game, and Buffalo's going to come in, and we're done. That's how I see it. Is that Tomlin's fault? Is that the construction of the roster's fault? Whose fault is it? Because your point's right. You can bring in whoever you want. It doesn't matter if the front office is going to continue to do it the way they do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to take a complete clean house, and that's not the way that organization operates.
It's not the way that organization operates. It's 100% right. All right. I will give you the latest on Patrick Mahomes when we get back. Jaden Daniels as well. Devontae Adams update because the Rams had that short week, and they are going to go up to Seattle, and you saw Devontae Adams go down with the hamstring. Will he be able to go? Mike Grable went off on the refs. Phillip Rivers update. Old man Rivers. Wouldn't that, I mean, like, how is that so perfectly apropos? And I told you the story yesterday, and Boomer Esiason just did on the sports update. Dude didn't have cleats. He pulled his cleats out of a trophy case. It's just so good. All right, we'll do all that when we get back. Hey, you got a friend who's got a backyard who's beautiful. The friend is beautiful, but so is the backyard, right? Or even the front yard. They got whatever it is, whether it's a putting green or a water feature, or the pavers, or whatever it is, and you want your landscape to be beautiful as well. But you're thinking, you know what? It's fall. It's almost winter. I'm going to wait till spring. Can I strongly suggest you do not wait till spring? First of all, the weather's been great, okay? You can enjoy your yard year-round. But if you wait till spring, just like everybody else thinks the same thing, what that means for you is you get on a list. And then by the time your project's done, half of next summer's gone. Call LaBarge Landscape today. I did. I couldn't be happier with the work that LaBarge Landscape did. My yards, front and back, look so incredibly different. And that means good. That means thrivey. That means I love being back there. I love pulling up to the house. Get it done now. So when spring arrives, you don't have to wait. You know what you want? They're going to do it for you. Just say, hey, I'm looking to do this, this, and this. For me, it was a cleanup. Pull out some of these trees. Can you help me with my dead grass? Fix my sprinklers. It's cleanup. Boom. Don't know what you want, but you know you want something. They'll look at your space. They'll bring out their design team. They'll give you a bunch of different sketches until you get exactly what it is you and your family are looking for. You're going to love it and get years of enjoyment from a landscape transformation. Remember, the people who get to enjoy that new landscape in the spring, those are the people who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you're just looking for a cleanup during the fall, leaf cleanup, pruning of the shrubs, LaBarge Landscape does that as well. I'm thrilled that I called them, and I know you will be as well. Go online. It's LaBarge, L-A-B-A-R-G-E, LaBargeLandscape.net. Look at their photo gallery. Check out some of the projects they've done, and then give them a call at 505-345-3000. Area code 505-345-3000, and make your appointment. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It is LaBarge Landscape.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy.
All right, little basketball. It is the ladies tomorrow. They play Boise State. 6:30 pregame show and 7 o'clock tip. It's right here on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Down. Lobo Talk tonight. It'll be the final Lobo Talk of the year. And then we're back to the NFL on Thursday. Rams and Seahawks. That's a huge game in the NFC. Remember, your NFL coverage is brought to you by Hyenas Comedy Nightclub, now open in Albuquerque. Join them on New Year's Eve and enjoy your complimentary champagne toast as they ring in the new year. Conveniently located in Winrock Town Center. Visit hyenascomedynightclub.com/Albuquerque for more information. Friday, Gasparilla Bowl, North Carolina State versus Memphis. And then Saturday, women's basketball. JJ will be in Vegas. They play the Rebels at 2 o'clock, 1:30 pregame show. The men are over on News Radio KKOP for their opener, 7 o'clock, 6:30 pregame show. Daniel and I will have it against San Jose State. There's a lot going on here on these here radio stations.
Very busy.
Lots going on. All right, 505-246-0610. Did get a Steeler fan. Okay. I'm not going to call in because you don't have the time. I'll say this. Don't think for a second Tomlin isn't heavily involved with the roster construction. Can't count how many great receivers have left since he's been the coach. It's better than being the Jets, we know. But, wow, we've missed a lot of chances. There's the Steeler fan right there. Yeah, I get it. It could be worse.
Those great receivers are also knuckleheads.
Yeah, all right, there's some. Who else?
What happened to Antonio Brown after he left? Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to pay George Pickens $40 million a year. I think there's a reason that they went after DK Metcalf and paid him, because the one thing about DK Metcalf, not a lot of character concerns with the dude.
No.
Guys just show up and play.
All right. So you bring up a great point on Pickens. Where does he end up next year? is somebody going to take that shot and give him north of $30 million a year? The Cowboys can't, right? They cannot do that.
You can't have two receivers making that money.
No, and I imagine they can franchise it, but they're still going to be making that money. So, does somebody throw that kind of money at him next year?
It. If you're looking at who would do that, who could take that hit for 3 or 4 years, and be like, you know what, we need that. We need a guy that can be a number one. Tennessee, team like that, where you have a quarterback in a rookie contract.
Got to be a rookie contract quarterback.
And you want someone that can emerge as a number one wide receiver.
Bears?
No.
Okay. New England?
Mike Vrabel's not taking on George Pickens.
I agree with that.
They already got Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet there, both mouth-wise and play-wise. I mean, the Jets are probably going to have a new quarterback. The Giants are going to have a new quarterback. The Giants have Malik Neighbors coming back. Jets have Garrett Wilson.
Jets start Malik Neighbors.
I mean, Jets have Garrett Wilson. Tennessee. Did Tennessee try that with Calvin Ridley? Not as much money, but they tried.
Calvin Ridley, I don't think that means you don't sign another receiver.
Right. Yeah, it's. I don't think. I just don't think he's going to get what he thinks he's worth. But we'll see. Patrick Mahomes had surgery on his torn ACL. They also went in and fixed the LCL. It was the Cowboys doctor who did this. It was in Dallas. Dan Cooper is the doctor's name. Rehab immediately. This is a typically 9-month rehab, which would take you right to the middle of September. Okay, 9 months from now is the middle of September. That's right after the season starts. So probably you're missing a little. I mean, let's see how it goes, right? Dudes rehab at different paces. You know, elite athletes sometimes do it better. Remember when was the running back Vikings?
Adrian Peterson.
6 months, right? Wasn't that it? And then all of a sudden, oh my God, if he did it in 6 months, why can't you? And that was supposed to set the new norm. But that's the latest on Mahomes. So you'll watch him. You'll see him in the offseason. It'll be rehab. It's going to be an interesting pick. You know what I think next year? I think everybody's going to be off the Chiefs. They're going to make a wild card run next year. I do. I think they're going to do something in the offseason. I trust their front office. And I think they're going to put something together, and Mahomes will be back by probably week 3. And I just think they're going to sneak up on people next year. Now, I say that without knowing what their roster looks like, but trusting that the front office is going to figure out a way to put together something that's really competitive and fix the defense. And the defense hasn't been that bad.
No, they just a lot of one-score losses. I think what you saw, too, for Kansas City, man, they're a team that's played a lot of football over the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And taking its toll a little bit on them. And they've made moves. Like, you look at, taking Xavier Worthy in the first round or Simmons in the first round this year, but Worthy hasn't quite emerged as you thought was going to be that consistent downfield threat for Mahomes. And the left tackle out of Ohio State been in and out of the lineup. He's been hurt. He hasn't been there. And the challenges you get into. You lost one of your really good offensive linemen in the offseason because the Bears were able to play more money than Kansas City could offer. They all these teams at a certain point kind of need to retool around the edges. And I think also for Patrick Mahomes, he's going to come back and have a resurgence in his career. I said it multiple times. I keep saying it. Like, I look at Kansas City, and it might be the end of Act 1 and the run that they were on, but he's 30 years old. It's not easy to come back, but these guys come back from ACL injury. We saw it with Tom Brady. We've seen it with so many other players, and I expect Patrick Mahomes to be back. And it's like Golden State, when they went on that other run, like Kansas City's going to be problem still in the playoffs moving forward.
I totally agree with that. Yes, I think there's going to be another reiteration or another iteration. All right, Micah Parsons said the MRI confirmed that he has ACL tear in his left knee, buckled without contact. You saw it against the Broncos. It's the first major injury of his career. He did miss 4 games last season with the ankle injury. He tweeted, "I may be sidelined, but I'm not defeated. The injury is my greatest test. A moment God allowed to strengthen my testimony. I believe he walks with me through his storm and chose me for this fight because he knew my heart could carry it." All right, so he's out, and he will also have ACL surgery. And again, 9 months is your typical recovery for that. Devontae Adams expected to miss the Rams game Thursday night. He went down with the hamstring. Not likely to play is the report coming out of Los Angeles. The short week is certainly going to do that as well. That's a big week to lose him, and he's been their goal line threat. Hell, I mean, he's been better than, although Kyron Williams scored twice last week.
Yeah,
that's been their goal line.
They instead of the fade, they ran it into the end zone. It's a bummer. It takes away the edge you could have had in that matchup against Seattle, but still, I get Stafford, I get Puka Nacua, I get Kyron Williams.
Yep.
I get that defense.
Hell,
and
Colby
what is going to be.
Parkinson's been their guy lately.
Yeah, and it's going to at least be a tougher matchup because they don't have the Lions defense to shred with those tight ends. Let's go. This is short week. I wasn't expecting Devontae Adams to play this game, and you got to get him right before the postseason. And also, all right, let's go. Sam Darnold. Big time
it's a big game
moment late in the season.
Yep.
Have you learned? Let's go.
Big game for him. All right, and Phillip Rivers will remain the Colts quarterback on Monday night against the Niners. It's not an experiment anymore. He is your guy. 44 years old, came off the couch, went to Seattle, led a drive in the last minute with 50 seconds to go, kick a field goal to give his team the lead, only to watch Seattle come down and kick a bomb of their own with 18 seconds left. Shane Steichen confirmed Monday that Rivers, newly unretired, fresh off his first game in 5 years, will be the team's starting quarterback Week 16 Monday Night Football against the 49ers. Quote, Steichen, him being off for so long, obviously there was some unknown, but for him to go out there and do what he did to put us in a position to win in a hostile environment after that long layoff was very impressive. Getting us into the right plays, managing the game, I thought he was phenomenal in that regard on the sidelines. His leadership, all those things he brings to our team would be beneficial for all of us. 44 years old. He's healthy, so send him out there. Pull your cleats out of a trophy case and go out and play football. It's spectacular. I'd love to see them in the playoffs. Just because of that. Tell me you're not kind of pulling a little bit for Old Man River.
I'm not.
Really?
No, not if it costs. Well, if the Colts get into the playoffs, it means someone fell on their face.
That's right.
And whoever fell on their face deserves it. I am a huge fan of the Houston Texans right now. I think the best defense in the NFL. They have a quarterback that I think can actually go out and win a game.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
In C.J. Stroud. So I'd rather see them make the playoffs than Phil Rivers.
505-246-0610. We got tickets to give away to the Isleta New Mexico Bowl coming up at 8:15. We'll do it at 9:15 as well. Here on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Now.
This report is sponsored by Supersure.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King.
I'm sure the elder Rooney is spinning in the dirt. I remember when they were considered elite-level decision makers. Now they're like a classic rock band from the 80s who don't care about new music. They just want to tour and sell merch while living off long-ago success. There's another analogy for you. Like that one? Same concept, do it the same way as we did back in the 80s because it worked back then. All right, 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. What else you got today? Glenn says bigger than the big stick. Jeff, yesterday I was driving back from a big business meeting, and the 610 signal Well, what do you want me to tell you, man? I mean, there's should probably pre-screen that a little bit better than that, huh? James said April 4th, 1983, part 2. Jeff, I'm not going to go crazy over the women's win over Houston. By the second quarter, the Cougarettes were tugging on their shorts. Reminded me of Akeem Olajuwon reaching for the oxygen and 5-slam a jam on the bench. You saw the game. Obviously, you called it. I didn't. Did Houston, when the Lobo women beat them by 22 the other day, a Big 12 team that came in here and the Lobos handled them, did they look tired? Was it an altitude thing?
The Lobos wore them down with their depth. But I get a kick out of all the people that like to take shots and talk down those victories. Like, that's what that building's supposed to be about. It's a mile high and louder than. You're supposed to wear teams down and win. And for this Lobo women's basketball program, this is where they should be. And it's beating power conference teams that you're better than like that. Like, no one says they're, like, now all of a sudden they should be ranked in the top 25, but you go blow out a P4 team, like, that's what people expect from it. But they do it, and you're like, don't want to get too crazy now.
If you
like,
beat them, they can't be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like, and it's a no-win. You lose one of these games, like probably Cincinnati, they're frustrated. They lost that by 3. And see, that's what you do. You go out there and beat them by 20, it's like, they stink anyway.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
No, you
Like,
can't
what
win.
do you want, dude?
No, you can't win. I'm well aware of it. I've watched it for years. So, Omar's upset with the Cowboys. We should be better than this, Jeff. I'm still in shock. Dallas lost to Texas Stadium to Minnesota. That can't happen. At least Coach Jones looked like a genius, not giving the keys to the built to the off-injured Micah Parsons. You know what? I know I said this at the time. Okay, the Micah Parsons thing, I thought Jerry should have signed him early. I did. Then when it got later and later and later and later and later and later and later, you start going, I thought what he got in return on the trade was decent. Understand what he was doing, wasn't going to spend that much money on that position. He believes that Micah Parsons, while an elite pass rusher, is susceptible to the run. Went out and made some trades, got some other players. I don't hate the trade, but I mean, now that he's hurt, I can't sit there and say, see, he wins the trade.
It's a lot like the Dallas situation when you trade Luka Doncic, and then after the fact you get a ping pong ball that bounces your way. It's like it's part of the discussion, but you also kind of got a little lucky.
Yeah. I mean, for the narrative, he did. Yeah. All right, Lloyd's in on Boise State getting pounded by Washington in the LA Bowl. It was 38-10. Boise State went out and got beat. Lloyd says, Jeff, that was your champion? Eck just got more money for beating up on that league where the Broncos just embarrassed themselves and you. Unbelievable, unflippin' believable. That was the champion of your league. Now, I mean, is it did they get pounded? Yeah. They got beat 38-10. Is Washington something to be embarrassed to get beat by? They are not. Washington was 9-4, and they were 5-4 in the Big Ten. Washington was a pretty good team. They lost to Ohio State, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Oregon this year.
Washington was good, but that was embarrassing from Boise State, man. The game that they talk and they feel like they should be player for bust, like you can't be that type of program that wants to cash in if you don't make the playoffs.
Well, there's a whole lot of noise coming out of there, too. That was 5 losses by them this year. And let's go there when we get back, because there's a lot of noise coming out of Boise State. You know, they're way better than you are, and whoever you are, it's you. It doesn't matter who you are. There's talk that Spencer Danielson ain't the dude, that they got to – I mean, losing 5 – they don't know what to do up there. They don't know what to do. Are they them? They won the league. There's a real good argument where they're the best team in them. They lost to San Diego State. New Mexico, I would have loved to see get another shot at them. Fresno State beat them. 505-246-0610. We'll give away a pair of tickets to go see San Diego State play North Texas in the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. Do that at 8:15 and 9:15. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Sound.
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient. They're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All Find it on ProView Networks.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
You see, Jaden Daniels, the challenges in it, and he is a super athlete, and now you have to balance that line of using your athleticism, but being able to win in the pocket. Like, he's not as big as Lamar Jackson. And everyone thinks Lamar Jackson is small and gets banged up. No, Jaden Daniels is going to struggle if he keeps putting his body on the line like that. He is a smaller framed quarterback that has the talent, but they have to figure out a way to protect him. And next year, it's going to be interesting to see how they retool with all the veterans that they had. Zach Ertz isn't going to be there. He tore his ACL. That might be his career with that hospital ball that Marcus Mariota threw him a couple weeks ago. And, all right, you have your quarterback locked in, at least. And also for Jaden Daniels, it's a prove-it year for him, knowing, all right, you're the franchise quarterback, but they're not going to go out there and offer you that contract extension early with the injuries that you just went through your sophomore season. So they're going to sit there going, all right, year 3, you're still under your rookie deal, trim some of the veteran fat off. What is their draft going to look like to try to retool the foundation of that franchise? But I'm with you. You still trust the ceiling because you saw it at the highest level with what he did as a rookie. But it's a learning experience for him moving forward, and how if keep Cliff Kingsbury around and Dan Quinn, how they can reset the foundation.
Yeah, I think it's a good assessment. And I believe he's going to be good next year. I believe he's going to be really good because I saw him last year when he was healthy. Now I think the key is going to be keeping him healthy and keeping him in the pocket and maybe slowing him down a little bit and tempering him getting out of the pocket, which is so hard because, like you say all the time, do what you do well, right?
You don't want to take it away.
Right.
But you're watching it.
You got to be smart with it.
With like Jackson Dart already, and they're like, oh, he's been evaluated for concussion like almost every time he's played. And you're like, well, at some point you're going to have to completely change your playing style. It's possible, but I think it's one where now seeing what happened, is there especially given the fact it was an elbow injury, is there kind of a freaky nature to it? Yeah, maybe. But he was out, running outside of the pocket down into the goal line, and
dudes get hurt all the time. I mean, Patrick Mahomes got hurt, trying to escape the rush yesterday or Sunday. Micah Parsons got hurt cutting, right? You guys get hurt a lot of different ways. Now, do you put yourself in more susceptible situations when you're out there running as a quarterback? Yeah, you do. And so how do you temper that? But you can't play scared. You can't play afraid. You can't not utilize his best assets, and that certainly is one of them. And we've watched Lamar Jackson make a career out of that. But he's learned, and maybe you spend a ton of time watching film of him, because for the most part, he avoids the big hits when he's out running. right? He gets down, he gets out of bounds, he turns his body, he avoids, for the most part, avoids the big hits. All right, I want to hit this. JJ, we're talking about Boise State. Broncos got beat 38-10 in the LA Bowl. They finished with 5 losses, 9-5. And the word coming out of there is they're losing their mind. Okay? Boise State, I'm just looking at one headline. This is in Sports Illustrated. Giant killers no more. Boise State once again outclassed by Power 4 opponent. Do you know the last time they beat a Power 4 opponent? Not in a bowl game, but period. You take a guess, an idea, because they've got this reputation. Oh, they're the Power 4 killers. Oklahoma, the Statue of Liberty, Ian Johnson proposing to his girlfriend, and all those were great moments. Any idea?
I don't know.
2019 season opener, Florida State. Hank Bachmeier was the quarterback, threw for 407 yards. They won 36-31. That was the last time. Since then, they lost to Washington in the Vegas Bowl. They lost to Oklahoma State, no, close, 21-20 at home. They lost to Oregon State, who was then a Pac-12 team on the road, 34-17. Lost at Husky Stadium to Washington, 56-19. They lost to UCF at home, 18-16. They lost in the LA Bowl to UCLA, 35-22. They lost on the road to Oregon, 37-34. Lost in the Fiesta Bowl to Penn State, 31-14. Lost to Notre Dame this year, 28-7, and lost in this most recent bowl game. They're also 0-3 against independent BYU. They lost road games to American Conference teams, UCF, Memphis, and South Florida. So in their for the last 5 seasons, Boise State has suffered more losses. They lost 4+ games 4 times between 1999 and 2020. They've suffered 4 more losses in 4 of their last 5 seasons. Are they it anymore? Are they still Boise State?
I cannot wrap my head around the fact that all these schools there think they're going to be better off in football because they're joining up with Oregon State and Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
You made the college football playoff in the Mountain West Conference.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden it's going to be better for you in this new look league just because you don't have to play a couple of teams which you were padding your record against.
Who, by the way, just got better. Granted, you beat both New Mexico and UNLV this year, but both those programs feel like they're on the uptick. I do believe Air Force is going to be okay. I don't know that I think they're going to be back to what they were, but I think they're going to be okay. Yeah, so you're going to be way better by not having to go to altitude anymore, to Albuquerque, but altitude for Collins and Logan's going to be fine. And somehow Utah State's all that. This to me is about Boise State. And I agree with where you're going with this in the overall, because Boise State, I believe, is the cornerstone of what they're all trying to build there, right? Washington State was 6-6 this year. Oregon State, I think, was 3-9, if I'm not mistaken. San Diego State, I believe, is sustainable at 9-3. JJ, I believe that program, just because it's San Diego, because they built a foundation. I get it. The crowd support, it's not there, but they've got some NIL money. They've got facilities. They've got San Diego, and they've got a 1.5 to 2 decade track record of building on something that's going to be solid. They were 3-9 last year. Sean Lewis brought them back to 9-3. I think they're going to be all right, but they don't have the expectations of being 12-0 every year and being a playoff team every year. They'd like that. I think they see a path towards that. In fact, they were on a path. If they'd have beaten New Mexico in that last game, JJ, it would have been really interesting. If they'd have beaten New Mexico and won the conference championship, and they were then 11-2, would they have gotten into the playoff instead of James Madison?
Yeah, it would have been super interesting at the end there for the Mountain West Conference, and I do think San Diego State's fine. I think these football programs that are leaving all have their positives to them, but it's not this big windfall that they thought it was going to be going in the Pac-12, because Oregon State and Washington don't have that money. They're not associated with those other teams that were carrying them forever. The only place where it looks like, okay, that's better, it's basketball because you add in Gonzaga. Texas State, keep yes, keep telling me about all these resources you have. It is super important. But at some point in time, you got to win.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. So is Boise State still that? Do they still carry that? When they swagger into somewhere, they went to South Florida this year and got handled. There's no disgrace in going to Notre Dame and getting handled. What, they lose 28-7? They lost to a really, but they got beat. South Florida was, I believe, the fourth place team in the American, right? Behind Tulane, North Texas, Navy, and Memphis, right? So and they got handled on the road. Fresno State went in and pumped them. They went down to San Diego. The Aztecs out-physicaled them. Now, they end up in the championship game. They win that last game. Bronco certainly helped them a lot. And they got to the championship game, and they win it. So they are the champions of the Mountain West. You can't deny it. That's the fact. But they're not it anymore, are they?
No.
The only people who think they're it are their media.
Oh, their fan base.
Yeah.
But that's how fan bases react across the board. It's understandable. I look at Boise State and the teams that are leaving and going, okay, how are you taking a step above where you are now? What was it that in this path you think that it's going to be that much better? Your media deal is $2 to $3 million more changing the future of your athletic department?
Can I tell you something I heard about that too? And I really want to do a deep dive into their media deal, because the way an athletic director, well, two athletic directors have told me this, that their media deal, like with the CW and USA, they have to pay the production costs. So by the time it's all said and done, when they net out, it's going to be significantly net less than the numbers that are being reported. Yeah, we're giving you this money, but you've got to pay the production costs, which are substantial. Now, if that in fact is true, and two separate athletic directors told me, what did they do? What? Remember when we sat here years ago and said we're going to look back at this in 5 years and say, what have we done in college athletics? Was I wrong?
No, there's a lot of that going on.
I mean,
this one is at the top of the list for the way the fan bases feel, for these athletic departments, for these schools. Like, do you think a banner was going to put you on a power level?
They absolutely do. No, they absolutely do.
Wow, it's not USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington. They ain't there anymore.
Champions.
It's a banner.
Patch on your chest. Maybe a couple more bucks. Maybe. All right, we got a pair of tickets to go see one of those teams who's going to the Pac-12. In fact, I just got a text from, where's it from? I got to find, here it is. It's from LB. Jeff, I think global fans should come together and give San Diego State the New Mexico Bowl send-off they deserve, pack University Stadium, and make it a North Texas home game. LB, tell you what, we're going to give away a pair of tickets right now. You go see North Texas, San Diego State. North Texas was one win away from the playoff. JJ, you can argue San Diego State was that overtime loss to the Lobos and another win away from the playoff as well. Two teams that were pretty damn good, 9-3, 11-2. One's ranked 23rd in the country. One was a conference co-champion. We got them in the Isleta New Mexico Bowl on the 27th. JJ's got 2 tickets to give away right now. Caller number 3, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. You'll get a pair of tickets to go hang out with us on the 27th at the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso.
Bulls at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday or 9 a.m. on a Friday. Global football is in those games. OD callers would rightfully be losing their minds. People have lives. Most folks are still at work this week. They have school. They're playing at 2:30 next Friday, dude. They're literally playing a 2:30 in the afternoon bowl game next Friday.
What are we doing? Same thing we've done for bowls for a long time.
No. Watch them if you can. Don't if you don't. I love everybody loves to complain about them. The players who opt in, and there's 10,000 plus players who will opt into bowl games. Enjoy them, and let's see what the numbers are in regards to how many of you claim you're not watching them. Lobo women's basketball. When do you get UNLV? Saturday?
Saturday afternoon in Vegas.
James says there's a lot of noise coming out of there. Rebel fans are done with Lindy LaRocque. They feel she wasted Desiree Young's eligibility. Those were the clubs where UNLV needed to make some noise at the state tournament, not just beating up on Crummy Mountain West. Now the Rebels have fallen back to a bad pack. You know way more on this than I do.
It's disappointing. It's tough. And right now in women's college basketball, get to the NCAA tournament, keep your fingers crossed. Like, that gap's big, man. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I can't tell you anything different. Like, winning a regular season conference championship or getting the automatic bid, you should enjoy it. It should matter a lot. And then you get to the NCAA tournament, and the gap is as big as it's ever been. And there's a few mid-major teams that are able to make some headway and win some games, but it's just the reality of the situation right now, man.
There's a big, big difference. Yeah, there's a big difference between the really good and the good.
And that's why...
But the Lobos beaten 2 Big 12 teams already this year and playing with another one and having that opportunity in Florida. I mean, do you feel better about where New Mexico is this year as opposed to in the past?
Oh, absolutely. No, they were losing these games the last few years to Arizona or... no, they beat Houston, actually. They have a good track record against Houston, but maybe think of Gonzaga coming in and not winning those games. Like, Texas Tech's top 25 team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado is good, but I would love to see them play Colorado now. But, hey, that's the way the schedule works, right? You play them when you play them, and hopefully you get better from those games.
All right, 505-246-0610. I love watching evolutions of things. And I can't remember, was I talking to you about this or Daniel Ferris the other day? I think it was on the pregame show. The beginning, teams in the first 3 to 4 weeks of a season are so different than they are in the next 4 and the next 4 and the next 4. When the Lobo men's basketball team started out only beating, who was it early? It was like before Alabama State. It was like, I know I did those games. But they were only winning by 16. And I'm like, only by 16. But a brand new team, the brand new makeup, with a brand new coaching staff, with a brand new roster, that the only thing back was the sports information director and one manager. And maybe some of the basketballs. Maybe. And then they committed the Cardinal sin. They lost at New Mexico State, right? And then they lost to Nebraska, who, by the way, might be top 10 right now. And they lost 2 in a row, and people were done, dude. People were convinced Eric Olin was not the guy, right?
There were some people saying that.
No, it was done after 3, 4, 5 games. Convinced he wasn't the dude. Then they beat Mississippi State. Okay. Wow, they're not that good, Jeff. I mean, that's a crappy SEC team. Oh. Then they beat Santa Clara. Then they went on the road, beat VCU. They've won 6 in a row. They're 9-2 going into the conference. And it certainly is quiet, is it not, on the Eric Olin ain't that guy conversation?
It's simmered down.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen in league play. I don't. I've watched this team. You've watched this team. Up close. I've got to call, I want to say, about 7 or 8 games already. The evolution has been really, really good, but it's what you would expect with a brand new team, right? Watching rotations, watching dudes figure out their roles, watching them figure out a system. This is a different club than certainly the last couple of years that you're used to. But they're 9-2 now. I haven't got an update. Have you heard one on Bullion yet? Have you heard anything on Tomislav Bullion?
I have not.
Okay. He looks like he has a hamstring injury. I don't know if he's playing on Saturday. Chris Howell was oblique. He didn't play the second half last Sunday. Look, Boise State's good. Colorado State's good. San Diego State's good. Wyoming must be good. Utah State's good. This league, and Nevada seems like they're pretty good, right? You're going to start getting into league play now, and it's going to get interesting. You're not going 18-0. What will satisfy this fan base? 14-4, and which is really lofty. Which is really lofty
for a conference championship.
Okay. 14-4, 13-5 is really lofty. Don't you think? 13-5. You go 13-5. That means you end up, 22-7 going into conference tournament? Is that going to get you there?
I should have you on the cusp.
Depending how good Santa Clara ends up, how good VCU ends up, right? Mississippi State, your strength of schedule. Yeah. But it does, I love watching the evolution of teams. As teams grow, as they get better. Because, look, man, I'm not telling you all of you. I'm by no means am I saying all of it. But there was a vocal group, and you were calling us. He ain't it, man. And now I wonder how you feel. 505-246-0610. Take your phone calls when we get back. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. IPS has watched my home for years. They watch homes and businesses all over Albuquerque and Santa Fe to keep the bad guys away. Property crime is a reality, and I think you know that. Who's watching your home? Make sure it's the good guys. International Protective Services, affordable private security in a time where we need it. They often catch criminals in the act. They'll detain them. They come pick them up through the police because when alarms go off, IPS responds within 7 minutes or less. They'll install alarms, camera systems. They have a state-of-the-art facility that monitors those cameras 24/7. All of this raises the level of security around your home and your business. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it is the good guys. I've trusted them for years. I love what they do. I know you will as well. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
This report is brought to you by Chili Traditions.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I've ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game.
The Cooper Flag had a day yesterday, too, huh? The NBA. 505-246-0610. Email. Jeff at sportssound.com. Cooper Flag, the youngest player in NBA history to score 40 points. Most points ever by an 18-year-old in the NBA. They lost 140 to 133 to the Utah Jazz did Denver. 45 points by Cliff Robinson at 19, but 18-year-old Cooper Flag, 42 points, is the youngest to score that many points in the NBA. Big night last night. All right, we'll talk a lot of college stuff as well. Got this on Donovan Dent. So I was looking at somebody sent this to me. Mick Cronin and UCLA aren't getting nearly enough from their main transfers. And it's this is on UCLA Wire. Donovan Dent, his star power at New Mexico, was based on his ability to get a big bucket when his team needed one. He was an elite scorer for Richard Pitino in Albuquerque. That version of Dent has not yet showed up for UCLA this season, especially against high-level opposition. The 10 assists against Gonzaga were good, but Dent is not hitting the big shot when the Bruins need it. UCLA's kind of in trouble. They're no big, high-profile, high-net-ranking non-conference wins. They have another shot against Arizona State, but that's not going to move the needle a lot. They're going to have to do something pretty significant in the Big Ten, JJ, I think, if they want to get a reasonably high NCAA tournament seed. And the odds of finishing in the top 4 in the Big Ten don't look great. Michigan looks terrific. Nebraska looks really good. I mean, this has been probably a pretty disappointing non-conference run for UCLA, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the opportunities that they had. Got the L's against the teams with a number beside their name. And heading in, now the conference play, provides so many opportunities in
Sure.
these gigantic conferences to build a resume. I'm interested to what they thought of Donovan Dent. Like, he's a playmaker. He's going to score in the rim. In terms of, hitting the big shot, if you need him, dribble it down and hit some from the outside. That's not him. That's never been his game.
Pretty hard. All right, let's go to you. 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Well, good day, gentlemen. 12 days of Christmas and counting down. Hey, when young Crusher was an 18-year-old individual, he was putting up 40 in the intramural circuit
really?
with some guys from northern New Mexico, and we played to the Lobo football team, in the championship, and they walked in, said, "Oh, maybe you guys can give us a game." We completely undressed them and took them apart. Crusher had the 40.
He had the 40.
But I'm sure
yeah, it was a
that
40
walked
ounce.
down memory lane.
It was a 40 ounce of Old English 800. That's what it was. I know. I know better.
Touche, Jeff. Touche.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so it was Black Sunday in the NFL in terms of injuries. You probably talked about it yesterday, but with Puka Nacua, I don't know what's going on with him, but that dynamic receiver, and also Devontae Adams goes down with a leg injury.
Hamstring probably will not play on Thursday against Seattle.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
From here on out, they're all big games. Micah Parsons, unfortunately goes down, probably season ending, right? Patrick Mahomes, we know the story there, and a brief thought on their dynasty in a second here. And then the Patriots' first-round draft pick, Will Campbell, their left tackle, he went down in the Cincinnati game, and they haven't been able to run the ball since. So Jeff and JJ and I, before the calls, we briefly go over, I talked to him about the Patriots and the Broncos briefly, just a quick statement. And I've lived with no expectations for the Patriots this year, but I've enjoyed what they've done. So I nestle in at my son's place in Austin on Sunday, and they go up 21-0. And I'm like, okay, what in the wide world of sports is going on here? And then I start to put expectations on them. And then all of a sudden, the best player in the league for the last 4 years kind of takes over, Josh Allen. And not only, it's not that you lost, but it's how you lost. The only points the Patriots scored in the second half was on a broken run, like 60-some yards, where a guy reversed field and got away and scored. Big play, right? But they gave up scoring drives on 5 straight possessions, 5 straight. And that tells me a lot about their team in terms of if you can't make stops at home with the division title on the road, on the line, and home field advantage, potentially home field advantage, and you can not only not score, but you can't stop a fly from flying through the house and eating your watermelon, then that tells me a lot. And I'm disappointed, but I think still get into the playoffs and maybe still win the division and maybe still get the 2 seed. Now, here's how Uncle Momentum changes quickly. In the Packers-Broncos game, and the Broncos are tough as nails, the Packers are up 8, and they have the ball, and they have momentum, right? And they go deep to try to end the game. Well, Surtain makes an amazing play, picks the ball, and then lands on the receiver, and he gets hurt. And on one play, the game completely shifted. Credit to the team, the Broncos, because they earned it, and I think they're going to be a really tough out at home. But momentum is just such an interesting thing, as we know in sports, and the game flips on 1 or 2 plays. And as the great Bill Belichick said, and I think even Jimmy Johnson, when he coached the Cowboys, echoed the same sentiment, most games are lost and not won. They really are. If you watch the game, they unfold in 3 or 4 plays, and they're typically lost. So anyway, I'm disappointed with the Patriots, but I do have I'm cautiously optimistic with what's left, and hopefully they might be able to win a wild card game. Briefly on the Chiefs dynasty, and it's been a great run, and there might be more to come as they rebuild their organization, right, post the injury. And I know there's some similarities when Brady got hurt. Brady got hurt in the first quarter in Game 1 against the Chiefs the year after he went undefeated. Mahomes' team, he played 14 games and was about to get knocked out of the playoffs, and unfortunately got hurt. And I don't wish injury on anybody, but the only similarity is the year it happened, and they both had 3 Super Bowl championships at that point in their career. And that's probably where the correlation ends. But with the Chiefs dynasty, as they rebuild, here's some variables that are you don't know, right? You don't like Andy Reid is old.
67.
He's old. You don't know if he's going to continue to coach several years, and you don't know who's coming into the league in terms of dynamic talent. And the way Mahomes has won in terms of athletic ability, making plays, his game's going to have to evolve. So I do think he's a brilliant talent, a top 10 quarterback all time, and we'll see how they rebuild things. But he will be back, but it may look a lot different than what we've seen. Anyway, thank you for letting me kind of unfold that story about the Crusher. You guys have a delightful day.
All right. I think Mahomes will be back, and I think that they're going to look different. It will evolve. There'll be no Kelsey. There'll be you and I have talked about the Andy Reid thing. I mean, how long does he do it? Now, he's let his family know this is what he does, and he doesn't plan on going anywhere.
Yeah, I think there's always a time at the end of the season where everyone takes a step back, but it doesn't appear, from what I've been listening to from the NFL reporters, that Andy Reid is all of a sudden, well, Patrick Mahomes is hurt, going to lose a year, going to step away now. He's kind of on this ride, and I think he'll have a few more good seasons with Patrick Mahomes as quarterback.
Yep. All right, got more for you. 505-246-0610. More from both the text line and the email. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Want to get into some of the college stuff. Arch Manning made a decision on what he's going to do next year. There's some noise coming out of Colorado. Out of Michigan. Out of UNLV as well. The quarterback at UNLV has made a decision on what he is going to do next year. He was some people's offensive player of the year in the did he win player of the year? Who won player of the year in the Mountain West offensive? Was it Calandra? He did. The offensive player of the year made a decision as well. The opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family.
There's a lot of noise in the transfer portal coming up, open here in a couple of weeks. Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Year, Anthony Calandria, quarterback at UNLV, certainly has had his name bandied about. He went out yesterday and said, I am not transferring. There's been a lot of portal noise around him and around his head coach, Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen, in his first year at UNLV, had a 10-win season. They're going to play Ohio in the Frisco Bowl coming up next week. Dan Mullen has said many times, I'm not looking to leave. Now, I don't know that I think Dan Mullen's going to end his coaching career at UNLV. His name's been up for a lot of jobs. And look, the high-profile jobs have been insane, right? Penn State, Michigan, Ole Miss. There's been a lot out there. Dan Mullen, I know for a fact he and his wife really like living in Vegas. They like where they are. Here's a couple of things you got to remember about where guys are in their career. It's going to have to be the right spot for some guys. Some guys just need to get back in, and some guys can be super selective. Dan Mullen made a lot of money when he was fired at Florida, walked away, got one of those buyout checks. Worked at ESPN. Now he's making what JJ's about $2.5 million, 2.8, whatever the number is, 2.3, 2. What at UNLV. Living at Southern Highlands, playing golf at Southern Highlands, living a pretty good life in Vegas. In a league where he just restocked and went 10-2. So he's committed to staying another year. And Anthony Calandria said yesterday, I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying. They have the number one ranked group of 5 or group of 6, I guess now, recruiting class from the signing day a couple of weeks ago. So he's staying. And I can't tell you I'm super surprised by that. Are you?
I'm always a little bit surprised.
Okay.
When your best players do stay and announce it this early.
Okay. Sometimes there's just some stability. Now, I don't think anything's in stone. But, if somehow Dan Mullen does take another job, I think everything is up in the air again. Arch Manning, Texas. He was going to be the Heisman Trophy winner. He was going to be the number overall pick, right? As we sat here in August, everybody told you that. Oh, it was all about Arch Manning. And I remember saying, will you tap the brakes on him a little bit? He's played, I want to say, 5 games. I understand who his uncle and his dad are, his uncles and his dad and his granddad. But what have you seen enough in that small sample size that made you think he was going to be that too? Arch sent a text message to Dave Wilson at ESPN and saying that he would be back next year. He was at a media event for the Citrus Bowl, and Arch Manning is going to return to Texas for another season. Again, this is one where I am not surprised at all. He's making plenty of money in NIL. It's not like he's leaving a bunch of money on the table. He needs to get better. Another year can benefit him, and he could be the number one pick or a high pick in the next year's draft. I don't think he's that high of a pick if he goes into the NFL draft.
He's a first-round pick this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
Just because he's Arch Manning?
Just because there's hoping for anyone with upside in this quarterback draft.
Does he make more money than he would at Texas?
I don't know what extra NIL deal he has on top of the revenue sharing that's going on. Even if Arch Manning had a season that put him in Heisman Trophy contention, I thought he'd play 2 years for sure at Texas. That's the vibe of the family. It makes a ton of sense, too, for him. In fact, he hasn't played a lot of football. And then you get off to a slow start. Solid finish. And you were right. Everyone just wrote him off because he wasn't the best player in college football immediately. But he was a lot better at the end of the season, which you would see when you finally get a chance to play some games.
Well, it's development, man. He played at a smaller school in high school. And then you throw him at Texas in the SEC, and you expect him to be his uncle. Right? And pick an uncle. It doesn't matter which one. It just wasn't fair to him. And so now you watch him develop a little bit, and you're like, okay, I see what they were talking about. It makes a ton of sense that he's going to come back and do another year. All right, I got thoughts from you on Donovan Dent, Louisville basketball. I got a bunch more on college football. Bulls get into kind of a rhythm starting today. You're going to get into a cadence on regular bowl games. We got another pair of tickets to give away for the Atlanta New Mexico Bowl. We'll do that at 9:15. 505-246-0610 is how to get here today on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Hour.
This is Boomer and
We
Esiason.
would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you.
Does that improve his draft stock as opposed to if he goes to UCLA? And I know he believes he was going to thrive there, and we'll see what the conference play brings for Donovan. Do you think he's in a better spot? I mean, financially, sure.
He's in a great spot. And the choice he made with all those factors involved was the right choice for him.
With everything.
Get your check. There's never a guarantee of what happens at the next level. So if you can get your check now, and then if you do perform at an all-conference level in the Big Ten, it gets you different looks than it would at the University of New Mexico.
Yeah. All right. I asked this question earlier. Well, I didn't really ask a question. I made a point earlier. On the evolution of teams. We were talking about Lobos the first few weeks of the season and how some Lobo fan was not happy that the Lobos weren't winning by enough, right? They opened up the season with those victories at the pit over whomever it was they were beating. They're 9-2 now, right? But they beat East Texas A&M and UT Arlington and UC Riverside. They won all those games by like 16, 18 points. But you're like, yeah, but. Then they go down losing Las Cruces. You started struggling, and then they lost the next game to Nebraska. And there was Lobo fan who was convinced Eric Olin wasn't it, and you know, I understand patience isn't a virtue. They've won now 6 in a row. They beat Mississippi State, Santa Clara, and VCU. They're 9-2, and that noise is quieted. So I got this email from Lobo Hobo, JJ. It says, I've got a different take on Olin, Jeff. Do any Lobo fans still wish they had Patino and Donovan instead right now? I'm going to guess, yeah, there's that faction. Because with those two last year, you won a conference championship, went to the NCAA tournament. So, yeah, I'm going to guess there's some people. I'm not sure the point of the question, because you don't, and you're 9-2 with this new coach and these new players and this new look team. By the way, this team's pretty likable, don't you think? It's different.
I think they are a likable team. And that's one of those questions which you have to break it down. It's not just Patino and Donovan Then. It's Patino and who else would have stayed? Right? It's not like it was just them too. Like if Patino stayed, they would have kept some of those players. They would have kept the recruiting class. So for a team that was coming off an NCAA tournament appearance and beating a Big East team in an NCAA tournament, and we just act like you wouldn't want those people here? No.
I don't know what the answer is. I think the answer is, yeah, there's some people who think, yeah, I would have rather that. I liked him, and everybody liked Richard, and Richard handled the exit with class, and all, yes. But he's 8-3 at Xavier. He's won, 5 in a row, beat Cincinnati and West Virginia. And Eric Olin's won 6 in a row and went back east and beat a VCU team that's good, beat a Santa Clara team at home by 26. Beat Chris Jans' Mississippi State team out of the SEC. I guess the answer is probably there's some fans who, yes, they would have liked that. But, yeah, Lobo Hobo, I'm not sure the point. More my point was those of you who were at that, he's not the guy level. After the New Mexico State loss, and then that one day between, and JJ, I think I was out that day, the day between the Nebraska and Mississippi State game. I think you had to handle it that day, right? But the calls coming in after they lose to Nebraska, so they had lost 2 in a row. But that's when it was getting like he is in it, right?
Yeah, there was that buzz. It was out there.
So that guy, that fan, that person, do you feel different now? A month later or so, as you're going into conference play, they're 9-2. They're different. They look different. They evolved. They got better. They're starting to find who they are. Granted, Bouillon is questionable. I don't know how long he's going to be out. But the fact that Jake Hall is now proven to you that he can shoot and score. Because that was the other thing the first few games. They weren't hitting shots. They were taking a lot of shots. They weren't making a lot of shots. So now that you realize, okay, that dude can shoot and that dude can shoot, and Tannett really is all that, and I like what Chol's role has become. I like the 3H club with Howell, Hopton, Hall, and the way they move the ball, the rotation, the depth. Or are you there? If you were one of those people, and you can stay anonymous, you can send me a text at 505-246-0610. Do you still feel that same way? Is the jury still out for you as you're going into conference play? Or did you kind of come around and say, you know what, maybe I judged them too quick. Maybe I was a little too quick because I understand that patience is not a virtue of a fan base. Because I don't know that the story is written. I don't know that there's anything guaranteed. I'm not telling you absolutely are going into conference play and you're going to rip this thing up. Let's watch it. Utah State's good. I think Boise State's pretty good. Colorado State's pretty good. Wyoming seems like they're pretty decent. I promise you San Diego State's going to still be a factor in this league. Nevada feels like they're decent. So I think the conference play is going to be really, really interesting. But if you were one of those people who were, are you still there? Because I heard you then, but you've been pretty quiet now. All right, we're going to give away 2 tickets to go see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. It is North Texas. It is San Diego State. It is a terrific game, and it is the 27th of December out at University Stadium. JJ's got a pair of tickets to give to caller number 3. 505-246-0610. Call them now. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports App.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations.
Stats. That means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You want to pick Steph Curry's points, his 3-pointers, and his assists. Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup. You can follow other Prize Pick players directly on the app. You can copy their lineups in one click. So whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you happen to like, hit the follow button. Check out every lineup they create. That's in the new Feed tab on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app and have fun. You can select a single sport for your lineup. You can mix and match as many sports as you'd like. Wondering which sports you can play? Prize Picks selection of sports is always growing with over 100 sports to make predictions on. So you go on there and you pick lineups, 2 to 6 players. I've been going on 4. What do you like tonight? You want to play some NBA tonight? Victor Wembanyama, 7.5 rebounds. You say more or less. Jalen Brunson's playing San Antonio tonight. 24.5 points, more or less on him. You like that? You like that? So you can go on there and play that and have a good time with it. Prize Picks is a good time. I've been playing it for a while, making a couple bucks, and it's look, you're watching the games. You might as well do it. You can play some puck tonight. Nathan McKinnon, 1.5 goals. More or less tonight. Connor McDavid, same number. Sidney Crosby, half a goal. Is he going to score tonight or is he not? You go more or less. What else do you like? I mean, it's all on there. Download the Prize Picks app. Enter the code KNML. That's KNML. You'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks app. Code KNML. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. On Prize Picks, it's good to be right. The opening drive, Jeff Sabieta, J.J. Buck. We gave away the tickets. We'll have more tomorrow, right? I think we have them all week long to go see the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, North Texas, San Diego State. You can get tickets at NewMexicoBowl.com. Travis, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
Good morning, fellas.
What's happening?
Listen, I really want to thank Mick Cronin for being here this morning. Yeah. Tough weekend, tough competitive game against the Zags, and unfortunately just wasn't able to kind of close the deal at the end. But listen, thanks for being here yesterday, hosting this show, and coming in this morning. I'm sure you're in the middle of prep for the next game. Got to be coming up soon. No, I'm joking. I'm sure that joke is probably tired,
all right.
Old, but
no time.
Listen, there is not a single Lobo fan, if we're being honest, just thinking about that text message that was sent by Lobo Hobo. There's not a single Lobo fan that presented itself to bring back Donovan Dent wouldn't say, yes, please, bring that man back here to play here. But I will say, I've watched a lot of UCLA this season, and JJ's right. He made the smart decision, financially speaking, right? Reported, $3 million that he's going to make this year at UCLA. So obviously, the smart decision. And in addition to that, he's going to get a lot more eyeballs on him playing in that conference. But there's no doubt his numbers are down, and I think part of that, having watched so many of their games, is the way that Mick Cronin uses him is a little different than the way Richard Pitino would use him. And the things that Mick Cronin is asking him to do are different than the things that, Richard Pitino asked Donovan Dent to do when he played for him. And in particular, Mick Cronin is asking Donovan Dent to shoot, because of the way that their offense runs, a lot from outside. And right now his percentage is 7%. 7% from three-point line. And so that's just not going to work. And the way that offense flows, all of those guys that are on the court have to be able to hit the three ball. I mean, that's just the way that the UCLA offense is designed. And 7% is not going to get it done. But there's no question in my mind, if he was playing for Richard Pitino at Xavier right now, his numbers would be up. He would probably be making less money on his NIL deal. Yep. But Richard Pitino knows how, I think, to use Donovan Dent because he's been with him for so long. But it is not, at this point, it's still early on in the season, but it's not working in Mick Cronin's offense the way that it did in Richard Pitino's offense. And then finally for me, listen, you made the call to Lobo fans, and I will tell you, I am not too big to apologize. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. When the Lobos lost that New Mexico State game, and then followed it up with a really bad performance against Nebraska. Admittedly, probably not their fault because that Nebraska team is really, really good. Probably the best team that the Lobos will play all year. But I mean, I was not off the bandwagon, but I had some very serious concerns. And I called and I said it. I was really worried about the fact that the Lobos were shooting 40 three-pointers, and the shot selection was really bad, and they weren't hitting them from the outside. And then the biggest point for me was I didn't see where the bucket was coming from, right? Where, listen, we need to just go down and get a bucket. And who is that? Who is that guy that's going to get that for you? Now, last year's offense, that was Donovan Dent. That was Donovan Dent in the pick and roll and either moving the ball on a great pass or shooting a pull-up mid-range jumper. I did not see that early on in the season, but what I've seen lately from this team shows me that I was wrong, that I was dead wrong. And I can admit it, I was wrong. There are some dogs on this team, and yeah, this is not a team that's going to hold opponents to 40 points or 50 points or 60 points.
Not many are.
But they're gonna have clutch defensive stops when you need them, and they are going to hit shots, and they're going to play hard. And so I can admit I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. But I think part of the difficulty for Lobo fans is you didn't come off a rebuild into a new rebuild, right? Like, we went to the NCAA tournament. We won a major game against Marquette, and then all of a sudden we're in a rebuild, and you're losing games that Lobo fans don't think that they should lose. So that's, I think, the difficulty in the transition. But listen, I'll tell you, boys, I was wrong. Looking forward to the rest of this season, and it should be a heck of a lot of fun. Have a good day.
See ya. No, it's a big man. That's what I was looking for. If you were one of those who was ready after the fifth game, right? You lose to New Mexico State. Well, you can't do that. Yeah, they're only New Mexico State. And then you lost to Nebraska. Maybe you didn't at the time realize how damn good Nebraska really is. And JJ, there were a lot of fans, and he says I was one of them that didn't think this was it. And he says I'm wrong. Look, the story isn't written yet. It's well within still being authored. But do you feel differently? If you were one of those people who was like, yeah, this guy ain't it, man. This team ain't it. They're too slow. I heard it all. I heard they're too unathletic. They're too slow. They shoot too much. They can't rebound. There's nothing inside. They can't defend. I heard all of it. You did too, because they only won the first 3 games by like 16, 18 points, then lost to the Aggies and lost to Nebraska. And since then, they've won 6 in a row, beat Mississippi State, Santa Clara, and VCU.
Yeah, the only way non-conference play was better is if you beat New Mexico State.
Because you weren't beating Nebraska?
Yeah, that's one that you just tip your cap, man. That's a very good basketball team.
Yeah, and you could have gone down. Look, you know what? The Aggies played well. Now, the Aggies have lost 3 in a row. They've come back to earth a little bit after their quick start. But, yeah, I get it. But that's all I'm asking. If you were there, if you come back over. All right, when we get back, I want to get into this Michigan thing a little bit. Biff Poggi, the interim head coach there, talked yesterday about the players, about the transition at Michigan, and, since the Sharon Moore thing and how that goes. feedback on what he said has been really, really interesting. So we'll get there when we get back. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Travis chased his call with an additional thought, JJ. He says, I additional thought to my call. I saw Paul Weir. That was my biggest fear. He's saying he saw Paul Weir and Eric Olin after the first 4 or 5 games. All right. And he came in and just said, I was wrong. I saw it different. I think a lot of Lobo fans you just didn't know. And I'm not sure you know totally now. All I know is they're 9-2, dude. That win going back east was impressive.
I think we know a lot. We do. They're 9-2 with 100% turnover.
Yeah.
They're competitive. They can win different ways. They
Dude can coach.
played games without starters. They played a second half without two players in our lineup. And I get it was against Florida Gulf Coast, but then you still go out there and win by double digits. That's a sign of a good team.
When I said you don't know, I don't know how it's going to be when you hit league. I think it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be interesting. No, I know
There's
this guy
going to be
can
bumps
coach.
in the road.
Yeah, I know this guy can coach. I know we put together a hell of a roster that has been. I mean, look, you lost on the road to your rival, and you lost to what's Nebraska 14th in the net, 10th in the net. Where the hell are they? Right? I mean, they're one of the best teams in the country. And so, look, do I know? I know he can coach. Absolutely. Nebraska is. Where's the net? I thought these guys put the net on. They don't. It doesn't matter. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. This one says, on the flip side of the Donovan Dent topic, does he now have less eyes on him the way he's playing? No, I don't. I don't know how you can possibly say he went to UCLA so he has less eyes on him. No, I think he's got more eyes on him, right? I mean, that's not arguable, is it?
No. And if he's on the radar, like these teams are scouting constantly. These scouting departments at the next level have their list. They're always looking at their guys. They're not going to disappear.
All right, I wanted to hit this. The Michigan thing is kind of bizarre in every aspect, right? The Sharon Moore thing is crazy. Michigan is trying to retain their players right now without knowing who their head coach is going to be. I believe Ward Manuel is the guy hiring, although there's an investigation that the university has started to see who knew what, and there's a lot of noise around the athletic director. Meanwhile, Michigan's football players are sitting around. They're dealing with the fallout. They're trying to get ready for a bowl game. Biff Poggi is the interim head coach. So yesterday he said, quote, "It's been a tumultuous time for the players. A lot of first disbelief, then anger. Then really what we're in right now is the kids, quite frankly, feel very betrayed. And we're trying to work through that." That was his quote. I read a lot of stuff online, man. And look, if you hate Michigan, then you're reveling in the quagmire that has become that, right? It's like anything else. You love seeing your rivals or teams you don't like or people you don't like. You love their misery. It's a shot in front. What did you hear when you heard that? Because what I heard probably is a bit of honesty. And I know a lot of people don't believe that and is all poor them. But when student athletes, or anybody for that matter, commits to something, a job, a team, a school, a relationship, and somebody's preaching all the things, the brotherhood, the discipline, the loyalty, all those things, and then it blew up the way it blew up, I'm not sure I've got a problem if, in fact, Michigan players feel betrayed. I don't know, what did you hear?
I would feel let down by my head coach if this happened and it blows up like this. Absolutely. And this is an era where things have changed in terms of commitment and the way you go about going to certain places, but there's still a relationship that you have to have. When you're in that season, you're in that moment, you have to trust your coaches. They're the ones that are bringing you the motivation. They're usually the initial factor of why you start looking at school, and then you have the conversations of, okay, what else can I get if I were to commit to you? So absolutely, if you're a Michigan Wolverine right now, you're going, what in the world did our head coach just do?
Yeah, and you got to be looking around and going, who do I go to? Poggi said he's tried to help players with, quote, lots of arms around shoulders, lots of listening, a lot of telling them that you love them, but showing it, because words are cheap. And that takes a lot of time. What it really takes is being willing to listen, end quote. And I guess maybe why I like that quote so much and where the interim coach is coming from. You've heard me say this before, and it's something that I firmly believe. I think one of the lost arts in our society is listening. Right? Everybody loves to talk. Everybody wants to be heard. Nobody wants to listen. And so I appreciate where he's coming from. Pogge said, quote, I don't know that you can prepare for something like this. It's been complicated. I want to listen to them. I want to understand what kids are feeling and what their parents are feeling. And so a lot of listening, and there's been a wide range of emotions, and we're going through those steps. They're not over yet. And I don't expect them to be over for a while. The mandate that Ward Manuel, the athletic director, gave me as athletic director when he asked me to be the interim coach was to love and take care of the kids. And so that's what I'm spending all my time doing. He was asked if he had conversations about whether the kids, players want to play in the Citrus Bowl. Quote, what we've told them is a personal decision for you all based on a very unique situation. We're trying to be really sensitive to making sure that we're not forcing anybody to do anything. That was part of his quote. But he said, preparing for the games helped a tremendous amount because it kept them together. He said, quote, because when they're inside that rectangle for those hours, that we're either in meetings or practicing, it's a bit of a sanctuary, a chance to not think about what's a constant barrage of media questions and things like that. Quote. Look, man, when we talked about this last week and the Sharon Moore thing and all the people who were affected, and rightfully so, we talked about his family and his wife and his children. We talked about the other woman who was involved in this and her culpability and how she's. But the student athletes who are there now trying to figure out, what do I do? Do I stay? Do I go? Who's going to be the next coach? Michigan might be one of those places, JJ, where while you go in large part for the relationship with the coach, you also go because to the school. It used to be you got recruited to a school, and it certainly evolved. You get recruited by a coach. So when a coach leaves, you tend to leave. Michigan might be one of those last places where it's still Michigan. Maybe I stay here, right? And so they're going to bring in somebody that's going to be high caliber because they can. But we haven't talked about the emotion of the student athlete and what they're going through. And they bought into somebody who recruited them, most of them. And look, man, betrayed's a fair word here, I think.
It's an absolute fair word. Be let down like that by your head coach. And, to go through this right now, it's extremely challenging. But as was mentioned, if you're locked in, you get an opportunity, man. You get to play a high-profile game against a big-time opponent. And put a stamp on the season your way as a player on that football field.
I've heard the woe is me thing, and I'm like, guys, you just got to stop. I've told you this a zillion times. I always try to put myself in positions before I come up with a take on something. And sometimes you can, and sometimes you just flat out can't. But if you've ever been in a relationship, and nothing as high profile as this, man, whether it's your significant other, your boss, your coach, whatever it is that maybe you've bought into, and you got to believe most of the Michigan players bought into whatever Sharon Moore was selling, right? Unity and honesty and Michigan man and integrity, and Michigan loves to put themselves above everybody else, and there's a higher standard at Michigan, and all, the academics that go with it, which is real. Addie just took her last final. By the way, I think she thinks she killed it, which is a great way to finish and come home. But you put yourself above all that stuff, and then the guy who's been telling you all that crap, and I say it that way because how he was exposed, what are you supposed to feel? As a parent, because Biff Pogge said he's been on Zooms with a lot of parents. As a parent now, right? Your kid, your child, your son went to play in that program. And now you're sitting there spinning. You don't know who it's going to be. The portal opens here in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Your son just went through finals, probably finished today or yesterday. What are you doing, man? So I don't know Biff Pogge at all, but I just watched one of his interviews. I appreciate the way he's handling it. And I got to believe, JJ, there was a good, solid relationship that Biff Pogge, the interim coach, had with Sharon Moore, right? So he's got to be going through his personal whatever because he was on Sharon's Moore's staff. He was the guy that's been elevated now twice to interim coach. So there's a sunset on, feeling bad, but for crying out loud, I mean, the human angle of this, yeah, I'm fine with the word betraying. 505-246-0610. Lamont, how you living? You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
How you living, boys?
Good. What's happening?
It's that time of year when everything kind of gets a little bit real, and so I just want to talk about a little bit something. So Diego Pavia, whatever he's going through, and he's got to go through it to himself. So whatever everybody else has to say, tune it out. Be a man. You're going to make millions in the NFL, and hopefully you're not next Johnny Manziel. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure I do.
Something you still there?
Yeah. I'm not sure what you're saying though. So you're saying people are talking junk about Diego? Is that what you're saying?
Well, everything in the universe right now is just weighing down on Diego, and he's approaching it differently than people should be. And what I'm saying is, don't be the next Johnny Manziel.
Got it.
Basically.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
All right, man.
And
Thanks.
as far as I am a lifelong Bronco fan, and I just want to say, man, we're taking the Super Bowl this year, for real. The playoffs are going to come through the AFC in Denver, and there's nothing else that anybody can do. Seattle, the Rams,
it's on the other side.
Yeah. NFC teams, and
all right. Yeah, no, I got it, Lamont. I'm going to push back. He said the whole world is caving in on Diego. I would argue that the whole world is kind of sitting in Diego's lap to go take. Diego was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Diego was in New York and finished runner-up for the best player in college football. Diego's got an opportunity, which he has earned, and he's been fortunate to be put in some situations to grab life by the cojones, right? And now it's up to Diego. Diego, JJ, Lamont just said the whole world's caving in on him. I would argue the whole world's right there for him to take. The F the voters comment was a really rough look. He apologized, and I'm glad he apologized. But that was going to be a tough one to get over. All the other stuff, I think he was fine with. Be who you are. He's cocky. He's different. I'm good with all that. I know many of you aren't. But the whole world's coming down on him. Come on, man. He's got an opportunity to go out and play in a high-profile bowl game against Iowa. He's got an opportunity, whatever his opportunity is going to be in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, you feel the same way, right?
I do feel the same way. And for Diego Pavia, the stuff that comes down on him, like the F the voters, well, that's on you. You brought that on yourself. The other stuff I can push away a little bit, with if his brothers are acting a certain way in the stands, this or that. But, that comes down to kind of what Pavia wants associated with him, and that's the role he's going with him and his family. And, to me, you can still have that fiery chip on your shoulder attitude, feeling like you were snubbed for the Heisman, this or that, without doing certain things that he does, like the F the voter stuff. But I wasn't offended. I'm a Heisman voter. I'm not offended. The dude in the moment was upset, and it's one where I know a lot of people are saying this dude doesn't represent this, that, or the other, but he's polarizing. And the one thing with Diego, is he's always been able to take whatever noise there is and still produce on the football field. I'm really interested to see how he and Vanderbilt shows up in what is going to be a very high-profile bowl game with him at quarterback.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610.
This is Bomar.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state.
Hyenas Comedy Nightclub, now open in Albuquerque. Join them New Year's Eve and enjoy a complimentary champagne toast as they ring in the new year. Conveniently located in the Winrock Town Center, visit hyenascomedynightclub.com/Albuquerque for more information. Let's go to you as we wrap this thing up on a beautiful Tuesday. 505-246-0610. Hoser, good morning. How you living, Josue?
Baby, living large.
What's good?
Interesting conversation about Donovan Dent and just the way that different atmosphere, or not atmosphere, change of scenery, could do to a guy's play. I think he's still talented enough, but it all comes down to just the system and just I think how you how you gel with the coach and your players have a lot to do with it. But still a talented guy. Hopefully he finds his groove, and he'll be better for it. Interesting thought that I had, Jeff. I thought maybe you could answer this, since there's about 3 bowls that are kind of going away after this year, and props to you for the longevity of being 20 years. I was thinking, is there prestige levels of these bowls? Because I remember when you first started, you were one of the first bowls of the season, and gradually you've made your way up, and you're getting closer to that, New Year's Day type of date. So I didn't know, maybe if you can fill us in on, is there a prestige level? Is there an increase of ranking within the bowl system?
It's a fair question. I don't know the date really has anything to do with it. And certainly payout is a big part of it.
Are you paying out more these days?
I don't know what. I'm not going to get into what we're paying out. I think there's the CFP level, and I think the next level of bowl is kind of that. Alamo, Vegas has kind of worked their way into that. Citrus, where Michigan and Texas are playing, there's probably about 5-6 on that level, and then I would argue that the rest of them are relatively even, right? Depending on matchup. I don't know that our dates move for a number of reasons, and I appreciate the kind words, Josue. I do. I don't know that. We're not going to become a New Year's Day bowl. We're just not. The revenue that we can generate here, market wise and corporate wise, isn't going to get to that point. But
my thought was, when they do kind of revamp this playoff thing, and I don't know if you're putting yourself in a position where
sure.
like, hey, this bowl's been around a while. Who knows? Maybe we could. And I don't know how the whole revamping of the playoffs, but. I think you're putting yourself in a position where maybe, hey, let's take a look at this. Maybe that's a regional spot where we might want to put a playoff
I appreciate
game
that.
Get expanded.
Let me address that, because I know we're going to run out of time. I don't know that we're ever going to be a playoff bowl.
To me, that's more of a stadium thing.
It's a facility thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at the facilities in which they're playing. Right, they're mostly NFL facilities, and where the playoffs are. Right, I want to say, I think they're all NFL facilities. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong on one of them, but it's Peach, Orange, Fiesta, Rose Bowl is not an NFL, but once was. I appreciate it. We can get into that tomorrow. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. The Jim Rome show's after that. Kenny Thomas comes in with Unfiltered at 4, and we're back with award-winning radio. We'll start tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Adrian looks great on TV always, and thank you for what you do. He is JJ Buck. I am Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor